here with Steph Bruce the day before CIM. Just going to how the year led up to this point, and being here in Sacramento running CIM.
Yeah, if you had asked me, I guess a year ago, would I be getting ready to run a marathon this soon, I probably would have said no. But as runners, we tend to dream and we tend to change our minds pretty often. So I essentially was getting ready for the track Olympic trials this year, and things were going pretty well. I ended up running the Olympic standard 6 months after I had my second child, so I was really excited and encouraged. And then about 6 weeks before the trials, I had a little hiccup, and kind of the postpartum lack of strength really caught up to me. So I was a little banged up going into the trials. Luckily, I got to the starting line, but it was a tough day out there in the heat for me. So after that, Coach Ben and I just said, let's reset, take a little break, and maybe not think about running for a couple weeks, maybe a month, 2 months, whatever it takes. And I'm like, that sounds great. Like, I'm gonna go kind of find myself a little bit again. Go back to being a mom 110%. And then, of course, like any runners do, I was out on a run on a warm Flagstaff morning, and I was like, I think I'm ready to run the marathon again. And I texted Ben as soon as I got back, and I said, do you think CIM is too soon? And this was the end of August. And he said, this was the end of July. And he said, no, I don't think it's too soon, but you just have to make sure you're ready to handle that load again. And yeah, I just kind of kept progressing in a way that we felt like I could handle the marathon again. And yeah, and here I am 24 hours before the start.
Now you're a veteran of the marathon, and you can never really go into a marathon feeling, fantastic. There are always variables you're not sure about. How do you handle that not knowing element?
Yeah, it's a little bit of faith, I guess. The marathon is very much a roller coaster of emotions and feelings. You have good and bad patches, and I think you just have to not have too much emotional investment into 1 mile, because 1 mile you could feel absolutely horrible, and then next mile fantastic. But if you just kind of try to ride it very neutral, I think that helps you go through the dips and valleys that you feel. And that's like anything. The training for the marathon is very much like that. Life is very much like that, right? So if you can just try to ride the highs and the lows with a positive attitude for the most part, I think that that will lead to a successful finish.